My firm does nothing other than criminal defense. We frequently represent people who are arrested at peaceful protests or are civilly disobedient. Protesters, in order to protest legally, should be aware of the fact that you have a right to peaceably assemble and a right to free speech, guaranteed by the First Amendment. It's not an unlimited right. Oftentimes, it's limited by the peaceable part of the assembly. If there is a permit in place that allows you to occupy a certain area in a public forum, then you're permitted to do that. If there's not a permit in place, you don't want to be blocking pedestrian traffic, you don't want to be blocking vehicle traffic. That will get you in trouble with the police. If you're protesting and you do interact with the police, keep a few things in mind. They're the guys with the guns. They have handcuffs, they have pepper spray, they have tasers. So if they tell you to do something, it's best to be respectful. It's best to comply. What if a police officer asks to have you turn over your telephone, for example, your cell phone, or a video camera for that matter, if you were videotaping police activity? Do they have the right to do that? No, they don't. Do they have the right to demand that you supply your password to your phone so that they can access your phone? No, they don't. But again, they're the guys with the guns. So how far do you want to resist? I mean, you may be right, but you may be in cuffs as well. You have the right to videotape police activity. As long as you're not interfering physically with police activity, videotaping in and of itself is not interference with police activity. They're videotaping you these days for the most part because they have body cameras. Other people may be videotaping as well. If you're in a public area, whether you're a police officer or whether you're a protester, others have the right to videotape your activities. Generally, organized protests are going to have a permit. Some noise is contemplated with respect to that. If the police want to be overly aggressive, they'll sometimes try to enforce noise restrictions, but that's pretty rare. So if you want to come out to a protest, if you want to exercise your right to free speech, if you want to exercise your right to peaceably assemble, we still have the First Amendment. You are entitled to be heard. It's best if you're an organizer to interface with the police, make sure you have the permits that are necessary. If you're not an organizer and you just come out, keep in mind the general rules. You don't want to be blocking pedestrian traffic. You don't want to be blocking vehicular traffic. You don't want to get in aggressive altercations with the police. And generally speaking, they're not going to be looking to do that with you either. You have a right to say your piece. You have a right to hold your sign. You have a right to occupy public lands.